So now I feel like when I check call flop, I have a little more control or a little more understanding of the spot. But yeah, poker's hard, man. Very, very hard. Especially when you play in tough pools, like relative to the stakes. Like 25NL Blitz is harder than a 200NL reg table. Because I played 200NL reg tables. And I have a pretty good win rate at those tables. And my win rate's lower here. Okay, so 3-bet pot. 964. Not a donk spot. But a much, much better. So, here's my thinking here. You could check raise, right? We could check raise. I think check raising is a viable option. But we know on low boards that they overbluff overcards. And about half the deck's going to be overcards. And if it's not an overcard, it's going to help me. So, like that. Now that is going to be a massive... This is going to be overbluffed here, right? The ace on the turn, all his... see, he's super polar now. Now, Kings doesn't bet this. Kings does not bet this. So if I had air here, I would raise. If I had like 8-7 suited, or not air, but 8-7 suited. But since I have showdown value, I call. This is important stuff. Because I have showdown value. Yeah, he doesn't have anything. But it's important to know he did not bluff river. That's important. Because now J-Dubs won. So if I had air there, because that the turn, I should check raise because it's an overfolded spot. Okay, so did not bluff river with King Jack of Hearts, King Jack suited as 3-bet pot, IPPFR on 962 ace 5 run out. It's important to know these things because now if he does do that, so that's like an average reg, right? Now if he does do that, we just fold. Okay, so here the Jack-Jack 7 is going to be mixed. Let's see what we got on this guy. Yeah, so that ace on the turn is a hot spot. You can just check raise small on the 9-6-4 ace turn. Like, I would check raise 8-7 suited there. Flush complete river is not good on the back door. This guy's a low one soft flop. That's a terrible river. So does not value. If he does not value bet thin, and he has a low woman soft flop. Yeah, I think that's a fold, actually. I think turns fine, river's fold. But yeah, that 7-6 hands has a ton of important points. Check raise flop. Like, this is just like all MDA stuff that you have to know. The turn's a hot spot to check raise. River, he didn't bluff. If he had bet, as a default, I'm calling. As a default. But he didn't bluff it, so. If he doesn't bluff river, that actually makes my turn call better. A lot of important 3-bet pot concepts there. I'm really hoping the audio is working on this one. I need to learn how to edit videos. I want a cool video with like music and stuff. We'll try it out. It's a skill like anything else. You get better with time. Alright, let's see what we got on this guy. He's 7 suited. Okay, so he went smaller, right? So this would be a fold at like 7.5. I think it'd be close. But like I said, I'm trying to play 3-bet pots because I'm trying to understand them at a deep level. So, any fringe hand, I'm going to call. This is going to be a call. Okay, so. What do we know about paired boards? This is a range bet for him. For bet 50. Cutoff, first button, 3-bet. Okay. So we know that, right? So he didn't range. So what does it mean when someone... What does it mean... I'm betting this. What does it mean when someone checks back in a range bet spot. It means two things. It either means he doesn't understand the spot, or he has showdown value. I guess it could mean also he's trapping, but I think the first two are more important. So when someone checks in a range bet spot, in general, if the turn is favorable for you, you should attack. You should attack their checkbacks, because there's going to be an overfold. 988. I have to look up this 988 hand. Yeah, it's a range bet spot. Another important concept. Alright. This is going to be... I'm going to try to put some music on this. Maybe I will, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Okay, so this guy is... Okay, so if I had like 10s here, I would just jam, or jacks. But since I have kings, a little too strong to jam, because I want him to call. I want the fish to call, right? So if I had jacks, I jam, but if I have kings, I just 3-bet smaller. Or 3-bet standard, rather. Because the kings is too strong. And then here, you're supposed to bet, well, in theory, if it was 100 big blinds, you'd bet big. But since he's a fish, we can just bet small. SPR is like 3. Easily get it in. This is a very safe board. Blah, blah, blah. Easy game. Great turn. Great turn for me. It's like, I'm thinking of a card not to come on the turn. Okay, so here, you don't bet. Not the best run out. Not gonna lie. It's okay though. You still have to call. Unless he jams. Oh, if he jams, it's gonna be so gross, guys. I don't know what to do. That sucks. Yeah, this sucks. Still have to call, but probably gonna be a losing call. Hey! Oh, yep. Another important point that I actually messed up there. Fish bet merged. So since fish bet merged, actually mess this up sometimes. Since fish bet merged, like obviously 9 should never bet there, right? You don't want to call with ace highs. So like, let's say that board was like, there was no ace on the board. You just had ace high. You had an ace high bluff catcher, okay? You don't bluff catch ace highs versus fish because they bet merged, because they don't really know what they're doing. They just bet. They just bet because he checked. He doesn't understand that betting there makes no sense. Because you have showdown value. You're turning your hand into a bluff. It makes no sense. So yeah, that's a super important fish point. Never bluff catch ace highs versus fish. Either fold or raise. Because they bet merged. Alright. I think we went over some important stuff. Hoping the audio works. Gonna post my 50k hand sample in my PGC. Stay tuned for maybe some more videos. I'm gonna try to spruce these up a little bit if I can. But it'll be a work in progress. Alright. This is Doo-Doo Poker. Thanks for checking out the first video on the channel. And one more hand. For now, it's just going to be plain explains. Just going over this pool. I think this pool is kind of an interesting pool because it's really low stakes, but at the same time, okay, so this is a fringe hand. Like I said, you should fold this. If I node locked him to only 3-bet that percentage, this would always be a fold, right? But we're trying to learn 3-bet pots, so fringe hands, we call. Yeah, so here, if you had a heart, you could maybe raise. Yeah, honestly, I think best to just fold there. I'd rather just focus on one table and focus on the concepts that come up in that 20 minutes, right? This will probably not be a 20-minute video. Okay, so this is always a call, but he's going to be a weak reg, so we're going to give him the weak reg tag because his sizing is too small. You never go this sizing. It's just not a thing. Because you're linear, right? But we're linear value. Linear value goes bigger. Pocket tens wants to go bigger. Ace queen wants to go bigger. No one wants to. What hand class wants to go 7.68? Maybe like pocket eights, maybe. But not many hands want to do that. Okay, so another thing here. We know paired boards are over barreled on the turn. So we know if he bets here, it's his over barreled spot. Okay? This is important. We know this is an over barreled spot. Flush complete river on the back door is not a great data point. Bet check bet. I'm gonna jam. I think you can call, but the way, all right, let's try to break this down for a second. The way population is constructing their ranges is they barrel flush draws too much, right? So if they bet check, if they barrel flush draws too much, when they check and a flush draw completes on the river, they're not going to have as many flushes as they should, right? Okay, so Jack 8-3. This is a bet bigger spot. I'm not sure if this is a range bet or not. I think it's like 80% or something. But I'm going to bet it. SB3 bet. First button. I just want to check this hand out. Okay, so like Jack of Hearts, 8 of Diamonds, 3 Diamonds. Okay, so that 7 is obviously a terrible card for us, right? Bad card for us. Opens SB. Did not bluff. So this guy is... So what do we do against someone who has a low woman soft flop? What does that mean? We'll turn... No, I'm checking turn. I'm checking turn. I'm trying to think about turn. The turn is bad for my range, right? Because he has more 10-9 suited than me. He has more 8s. He has more 7s. I think we always... So our goal is to get value from 6s. 8-9 suited. Pocket 9s and 10s. So I'm going to go really small here. I'm going to go really small here. And I don't think he's going to be good enough. Like, if he has, like, ace-5 of diamonds, I don't think he raises. I just realized I had jack-10 of diamonds there. I thought I had jack-10 off. Either way, though, I think it's fine. The turn's fine. But yeah, we'll go over that hand. So 2 good hands we just went over. Ace-9 of clubs and the jack-10 of diamonds hand. Have to go over both of those hands later. 2 good hands. Okay, fish. So on the Jack 8-3 board, we have to think about what is our c-bet frequency of the flop. Now I know everyone just c-bets range everywhere and they think that's good. It's just not good. It doesn't help you understand the spot. So I'm gonna look through my notes. See if I have Jack 8-5. Yeah, so I have Jack 8-5. Yeah, so what was it? Jack 8-3? Something like that. So Jack 8-3. Yeah, it's not a range bet. It's not a range bet. It's like 50% or something. Yeah, it's like 50%. So that's the most important thing. I said it was 80, I think, earlier. No. Yeah, Jack 8-3, because the 3 and the 8, well, the 8's not bad, but the 3 is bad, and the flush draw is bad for your range. So that's another important point. Lots of fun stuff we gotta go through. Alright. That's a good thing about GTO Wizard, is you can, like... Okay, another spot. This is an important spot. Okay. His 4-bet is, like... Ace-Queen's always a call here. Okay. If it comes Queen low, Ace low, we get a docking range. This is important. Okay. On this board texture, I'm not 100%. I have to think about this for a second. On a 10 high board texture, I'm not sure. I have more 10s than him. I have more 8s than him. 4s is kind of irrelevant. 10, 8. Okay, I'm always calling flop. But the thing is here, this guy has a low woman soft flop, so if he barrels turn, you're gonna have to fold. But I have to look at this one too. I'm not sure what to do there. See, actually, you might have a jamming range here because of 2 flush draws. But I have to look at this spot. This is a good spot. Yeah, just easy fold, of course. Button 4-bet versus SB 3-bet. 10, 8, 4, 2-tone. Another good spot. Here we go. We're getting lots of good spots. Alright. Yeah, so if that board texture was like Queen low, Ace low, like if there's any range discrepancy, because if it comes like Ace 7-5, right? I have all 7s. I have all like Ace Queen suited. Because your whole strategy is based around Ace Queen. So what does he have? He has aces, kings, queens, jacks, some 10s. But there's going to be a gap because I don't have kings, queens, or jacks, and he has all those in his range, right? So when he has all those hands in his range, which is 18 combos, in a very tight range spot, he's going to have a gap in his range. So I take advantage of that gap because I have hands like ace, queen, ace, jack suited, ace 10 suited. So I actually have more ace X than him. Relative to my range. So that's another good spot. Alright, cool. We're getting some good spots here. Alright, call against the... This guy is... Oh, it's the same guy. Not sure about this guy. He's like a fish... Like an aggro fish or something. He's more like an aggro fish. So I don't think the fish... I think it's still a fish, but... Okay, so... High frequency check on the turn here, because that king is really bad for your range. But he's an aggro fish. Obviously call. Now the question is do I call river here? I want to say... We have to go back to pre-flop. Right. He bet fast, too. I think this is a call, actually. Because of pre-flop, he's too wide. Wow. He checked back. Okay, so I have to put that in my notes. Fast bet equal value. I still think it's a call. Given what I knew. Fast river bet equal value. Given what I knew, I think it's a fine call. I'm not really sure. Maybe you could fold. I have to look that hand up too. So many hands. We've already gotten like 5 tough spots already. Alright. So, Jay Shy. What do we know about this guy? We know he overcalls, so he'll call this like high frequency, right? Because he overcalls. He only folds 25% of the time. Yep. Nothing interesting so far. Usual deal. If the So I've been against under the gun, it makes sense to have small blind calls. a hand like fives is a perfect example. You don't want to 3-bet fives, but you don't want to fold fives. Yeah, maybe just call here. It's just nothing else to do. Standard straight flush. You know what's funny? Is he actually has a lot of ace of spades here. Please bet. You silly, silly man. I was just thinking, I'm like, does this guy... I probably shouldn't jam. Why not? This guy's not gonna believe me. It's so unbelievable that I have a 5 of spades in my hand. He might not believe me. It's quite possible. Like, he could level himself into calling with, like, wing spades here. I could see that. I really could. You'll never see a hand like that. It's just smash the turn. But yeah, it makes sense to have. Well, I guess we're running hot today. It makes sense to have a small blind calling range. I want to go over that later. Okay, so here, I would base my check raising off his sizing. So because he went small, I'm gonna check raise because he has a weaker than normal range. Easy game per usual. Actually, trying to think of sizing on the turn here. The ace really cuts into my value with the ace of hearts. So I think we'll go middling. I think we'll go middling. I think we'll go middling here. Yeah, I think we'll go middling. Like, not an OB, but I don't think you want to go necessarily small. He snap calls, which is interesting. But I don't think he has a set. I guess we'll just go middling again. I'm not sure what to do on the river here. Maybe he jams and I get smoked. Quite possible. Oh, Jesus Christ. Does anyone bluff this spot? I can't even think of any bluffs this guy has. What bluffs does this guy have? He turns like... There's just no way. There's just no bluffs in his range. And the thing is I can have a boat, right? Because I could have 3s, 5s, and 8s. So, yeah. Tough fold. Oh, well. I'm actually curious about the turn. Sometimes you gotta make tough folds. I'm curious about the turn sizing, because I'm not sure. The river just seems like a standard bet. Like, you get called by worse flushes. I have queen high flush. You can easily have... Well, the thing is the 10 does block some, let me think. So I have the second nut flush. Can he have Jack 9 of hearts? Probably. Can he have 7, 6 of hearts? Yes. Can he have... There's actually not that many. I'm trying to think if he can have any like ace X there. I don't think he can. Oh, he could maybe have ace 4. But does ace 4 call turn? Ace 4 probably calls flop too, because I don't know. Ace 4 probably calls flop and maybe calls turn. I don't know. I have to go over that hand. It's interesting because I'm not sure what the best river sizing is or the turn sizing. But yeah, cool hand. Very cool hand. I should have gone smaller here. I'm not paying attention, honestly. I was thinking I should have gone smaller here. Should have gone like 6. Well, these are the hands that happen. These are like classic fast fold hands. Just like cooler hands. It's standard. Okay, so you're not going to get 3 streets here, most likely, right? So I prefer a check as a default. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so we know small probe sizings are overly weak. He's going to have a high full percentage here, but I'm actually going to OB. I'm going to use polar sizing with merge range. I think that's probably better. Just to make him call with like an ace if he has it. If he check raised me, I would be very, very confused, and I would just fold. The probe 30 check raise to the OB line. Oh, the classic. So we're just trying to target an ace. Wow, I think he'd call me with that. That works too. Alright, let's try to get some more spots. I have to look up that Queen 10 of Hearts hand. I do want to look up to see if I have a donking range in that under the gun versus small blind spot. Alright, buddy. If you 3-bet me, I'm going to 4-bet you. Just letting you know right now. So versus this small sizing, normally I would 4-bet here or fold, but since he 4-bet small, I mean 3-bet small, I could just call. Interesting spot. He checks on a 10 high board. This is actually going to be a high frequency check for him. 10 high boards are not good for the OP. The thing is I have too much showdown value. Like, it's going to suck if he has ace-king. It just sucks. But it makes more sense to just check it back. Like, I would turn, like, king-queen. Or even, like, a weak ace-x into a... Like, if he has ace-king here, it just sucks. But you just got to show it down. He would have the same hand, too. I think we played it fine. Okay, let's see what else we got. Oh, bluff king. See, I have 2. Lose aggression. He has a 67. That's pretty wild. 67 1-1 soft flop. I mean, small sample. 1,300 hands. But still, pretty impressive. Variance is insane. Okay. See what else we have. Super knit. A lot of super knits here. Just to give you guys a quick color code once over, the yellow is an average reg. This is all obviously my opinion. The yellow is an average reg for the pool. The purple is a very good reg for the pool. And a green is a fish, and a red's a nit. Trying to keep these videos between 15 and 20 minutes. I think that's a good time for a video. Anything longer is going to be too much. Anything shorter is not going to have enough content. So I think between 15 and 20 minutes is going to be the target time period. Had some good spots already here, which I like. Let's try to get one more good spot. I'm a screen name ninja. I have to record right above my screen name so you can see the cards. Unfortunately, you can't see my chip stack. But I'm at 120 BBs. Doesn't really matter. It's not going to come into play. I'll let you guys know if I get a deeper stack. Fold. All right, let's try to get one more spot, if possible. Does not bluff. Good note. Good note. Does not bluff. Oh, okay. That narrows it down. Does not bluff. Some of my notes are just so bad. It's so funny. Like, you don't want your notes to be absurdly detailed because you can't have a callback, a recall on when you're in a hand. Because I'm not going to read a paragraph when I'm in a hand. I have 30 seconds. Like, it's not going to happen. But you also don't want them so vague. You want them in between. It's kind of like the YouTube video between 15 and 20. You want them detailed enough to where you can actually get some use out of them, but you don't want them so detailed that you're spending a minute reading it. So again, yeah. So just a quick sizing here. You never go this big here. Oh no, he's out of position. I thought he was button for a second. Actually, this sizing's fine. If he was button, he should go like 13, 14. But this is fine. And it's an easy fold for us. Very, very, very strong range there. Alright, let's do another. Alright, hopefully we can play this hand. Always like to get involved in the hands. See what happens. Good thing about fast fold is there's no shortage of spots. There's no shortage of spots for sure. 9-6-3. First thing, if you're under the gun, first thing you want to know is it's not a range bet, right? Now, if he bets small, okay, that's too big, but at least he's thinking about it. It's too big of a size there. You don't OB. The further you get away, like the further you get away from the button, the less you're OBing. So like if that 9-6-3 was button versus big blind, you'd have an OB spot. But under the gun versus BB, you wouldn't. Alright. Last orbit. Here we go. Time to play a hand. Fringe hand. Okay, but I have a trick. I have a little trick I want to show you guys. So, in this spot, Ace 10-7, right? Button, big blind versus button. Now, we know that this is going to be a bet small spot for OP. But did you know I get a raising range, and this hand is smack dab in the middle of it. So first thing to note is this is not a range bet for imposition. But he probably is ranging, that's part of the problem. He's not understanding the spot if he's betting range here. He's really thinking. See, the longer he thinks, the worse his hand. So, on ace-high boards, as the 3-bet pot in position pre-flop caller, you always get a raising range. The more they c-bet, the more you want to raise. Alright. Let's play a couple more hands. Call it a session. We had 3 good spots there. I do want to go over the... I do want to go over... I'm bottom of range here. Oh, and this guy calls too. It's just no money. Alright, I have to call this hand. See what happens. I want to go over that Queen 10 of Hearts hand too. This will be the last orbit. Problem with this... 3-bet him more than GTO does not bluff forever. He raises not leads like not leading value. So I have 2 different things on him. I need to... So I put yellow. Yellow. Maybe I should have... No, once he calls, I can't really fold. I was thinking about 4-betting, but... I think calling's fine. Alright, last hand. Had some good spots. Had to make a big laydown with the queen, 10. I think it was good. 5's hand's pretty standard. This guy's a fish. Yeah. What are we gonna do, right? What are we gonna do? If you look at a fish, the composition of a 3-bet range from a fish, it's very... This is probably a dog spot, actually. It's very, what's the word? It's not linear, but it's not polarized. It's like scattered. Okay, so I think I go really, really small here to target like ace king. And if he has jacks, I just lose the minimum. But he could also have like jack 10 suited, which I think calls. But we lose the minimum. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Last hand here. The nitty guy folds. And I'll see you guys. Is that it? Come on, Jesus. What's going on here? I said last orbit. Last hand. Official last hand. See what happens. Official last hand right here. This is it. Maybe we get in a cool spot. 3-bet me. 3-bet me. Alright, guys. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next video.